Hello everyone, and welcome to my Young and the Restless official 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Nick witnesses Sienna and Noah sharing a kiss. Nick Newman will reveal Noah Newman and Sienna Bacall's affair to Sharon Newman after he witnesses them kissing. Holden Novak opens YNR's weekly commercial by defending his choice to tell Claire Newman at least some of the truth about his relationship with Audra Charles. Holden will maintain that he revealed the information because he didn't want Claire to delve further into the truth. Holden will say that's a narrative none of them wants to share during a heated exchange with Audra. Adam Newman will inform Chelsea Lawson that Kane Ashby might cease operations at the end of this week. Adam will need to provide an explanation because Chelsea will question why he doesn't appear to be pleased with the news. Sienna will visit Noah at the Los Angeles hospital and try to reassure her. Nick will show up close and watch as Sienna and Noah lean in for a kiss. Nick will make an effort to get additional information from Noah and Sienna, but neither of them will give much. Sharon will be shocked when Nick finally tells her that he saw Noah and Sienna in a compromising situation. Sharon will be more interested in the response to a different question if Nick acknowledges that he hasn't been able to determine how severe this is or how long it has been going on. As in whether or not her husband is aware of this? In the weekly preview for YNR, Sharon blurts out, although Sharon and Nick are already aware that Matt Clark, also known as Mitch Bacall, is a monster, they would think he turned much more vicious if he found out about the romance and began to attack Noah as a result. Matt will give Detective Burrow some fresh directives. Detective Burrow will be pressured by Matt to return to Noah's hospital room and remove the guard from his door. The tension in the Young and the Restless is reaching a boiling point, and this week, it all explodes when Nick Newman makes a shocking discovery that could destroy his son's life, and send Genoa City spinning in scandal. It begins innocently enough, or at least it seems that way. Noah Newman has been recuperating in a Los Angeles hospital after a series of mysterious injuries and traumatic events surrounding his association with the enigmatic Sienna Bacall. But what Nick stumbles upon in that sterile, dimly lit hospital corridor will leave him furious, heartbroken, and more determined than ever to protect his family from the chaos closing in around them. The preview for the upcoming YNR week teases heartbreak, suspicion, and fiery confrontations, and at the center of it all stands the shocking image of Noah and Sienna, locked in a forbidden kiss that could destroy everything. It all starts with Holden Novak, who, as always, is trying to balance his lies with half-truths. The weekly promo kicks off with Holden defending his decision to come clean to Claire Newman, or at least to tell her part of the truth about what really went down years ago with Audra Charles. The look in Holden's eyes tells the whole story: guilt, fear, and a simmering desperation to keep the full horror of that night buried. I had to tell her something, Holden insists in one tense moment, his tone sharp as Audra corners him. If I didn't, she would have gone digging, and you know what happens when people start digging, Audra. Audra's reply is equally icy: you think she'll just stop there? You just lit the fuse, Holden. And now we wait for the explosion. Their exchange sets the tone for the week, secrets are rising to the surface, and the consequences are deadly. Meanwhile, across town, Adam Newman is in a quieter, but equally combustible, situation. He meets with Chelsea Lawson, and their conversation turns to Kane Ashby, who may be about to lose everything. Kane's company might not last the week, Adam mutters, staring down at the phone on his desk as though the news doesn't quite satisfy him. Chelsea raises an eyebrow, curious. And that's not good news to you? She asks softly. It should be, Adam. You've wanted this for months. Adam exhales and admits what's really bothering him: his victory feels hollow. Because if Kane goes down like this, he confesses, it means I'm just as ruthless as the man I swore I'd never become. Chelsea sees right through him, though. Adam's guilt has never been about business. It's always been about his inability to stop destroying the things he touches. But all of that pales in comparison to what's about to unfold in Los Angeles. At the hospital, Noah Newman has been trying to piece his life back together. His recovery has been slow, his mind clouded by guilt and flashes of trauma. Sienna Bacall, his supposed ally, and, increasingly, his emotional crutch, visits him when she shouldn't. Her dark eyes are full of worry as she slips into his room, whispering his name as though she's afraid to be overheard. "You shouldn't have come," Noah murmurs, but his voice betrays him. There's relief in seeing her, warmth in her presence. "I had to," Sienna replies, her hands trembling as she adjusts his blanket, avoiding his gaze. "I couldn't sleep, not knowing if you were okay. Not after everything that's happened." Their bond has grown out of trauma, secrets, and forbidden attraction, the kind of connection that feels like a lifeline and a curse all at once. As Noah reaches for her hand, something raw and undeniable passes between them. For a moment, they forget the danger, the lies, and the looming threat of Matt Clark, the man Sienna calls her husband but fears like the devil himself. Noah tilts his head up, eyes searching hers, and before either of them can think, they lean in. Their lips meet, gentle at first, then desperate, the kind of kiss that carries both longing and guilt. And that's the moment Nick Newman walks in. The door swings open, and Nick freezes mid-step, his breath catching in his throat as he processes what he's seeing. His son, his injured, supposedly heartbroken son, is kissing the wife of a man who nearly destroyed their family. For a split second, disbelief clouds his face, but it quickly hardens into anger. "What the hell is this?" Nick snaps, his voice booming across the room. Sienna jerks away from Noah like she's been burned, her eyes wide with fear. Noah tries to speak, but the words die in his throat. "Dad, it's not what it looks like, don't you dare," Nick interrupts, his tone sharp enough to cut glass. "I'm standing right here. Don't insult me by pretending I didn't just see that." The air in the room turns suffocating. Nick glares at both of them, his protective instincts in full force. "You're lying in a hospital bed because of this woman's husband," he growls. "And you think this is smart? You think kissing her is worth risking your life for?" Noah looks torn, ashamed but also defiant. "You don't understand," he mutters. "You don't know what Matt's done." Nick's expression darkens. "Then make me understand. Tell me everything. Now." But neither Noah nor Sienna can find the courage to confess the full truth, not about Matt's violence, not about the twisted secrets that link all of them together, and certainly not about how long this affair has been going on. Nick's fury mounts as their silence stretches. Finally, he hisses, "Fine. Don't tell me. But this doesn't stay secret." And with that, he storms out, leaving both Noah and Sienna shaken and terrified. Back in Genoa City, Nick's anger hasn't cooled by the time he arrives at Crimson Lights, where Sharon Newman is tidying up after the evening rush. One look at his face, and Sharon knows something terrible has happened. "Nick?" she asks softly. "What's wrong?" He takes a deep breath, running a hand through his hair before blurting out the truth. "I walked in on Noah and Sienna, kissing." The words hang in the air like a thunderclap. Sharon's jaw drops, her face draining of color. "Please tell me you're joking," she whispers. But Nick just shakes his head. "I wish I was." Sharon's reaction is immediate and visceral. "Oh my God. Nick, if Matt finds out, that's exactly what I'm worried about," he cuts in. "Because if that man knows, Noah's not safe. None of us are." Sharon starts pacing, trying to process the enormity of what she's hearing. "How serious is it? How long has this been happening?" she demands. Nick sighs. "I don't know. They wouldn't tell me anything." "But Sharon," the look in their eyes, "this isn't new. This has been going on for a while." Sharon covers her mouth in horror. "Then there's something else we need to ask," she says slowly. "Does her husband know?" The question sends a chill down both their spines. Because if Matt Clark, or Mitch Bacall, as he now calls himself, has discovered his wife's betrayal, then Noah's injuries might not have been an accident. Sharon and Nick exchange a look of mutual dread. They already know Matt is dangerous, manipulative, and capable of violence. But now, faced with the possibility that he hurt Noah out of revenge, their fear grows into full-blown panic. Across town, Matt himself is plotting his next move. He meets with Detective Burrow, his voice cold and commanding. I want that guard removed from Noah Newman's hospital room, Matt orders. Now. Burrow hesitates. That's not standard procedure, he says nervously. Matt's glare is lethal. It's not a request. Do it. His tone leaves no room for argument, and Burrow, clearly intimidated, nods. Understood. As Matt walks away, a sinister smile spreads across his face. To him, everything is falling into place. He's already manipulated everyone around him, Sienna, Noah, even the authorities, and now he's about to finish what he started. What he doesn't realize, though, is that Nick Newman is on to him, and Nick won't rest until he knows exactly what's going on. Later that night, Sharon sits alone at home, staring into space, haunted by memories of Matt's cruelty and the pain he's caused her family before. She flashes back to Noah's earlier words, his insistence that he couldn't remember exactly what happened before he was found injured. But now it all makes sense. The pieces are falling into place, and Sharon can feel the dread rising in her chest. She whispers to herself, Matt found out. That's why Noah's in that hospital bed. Nick, meanwhile, makes a call to Los Angeles, his voice low and urgent. This is Nick Newman, he tells the nurse on the other end. I need an update on my son's condition, and I want to know who's guarding his room. The nurse hesitates. The officer stationed there earlier was just reassigned, she says. Mr. Bacall requested it personally. Nick's blood runs cold. He slams down the phone and mutters, damn it, Matt. Back at the hospital, Noah stirs in his bed, unaware that danger is inching closer. Sienna returns for one last visit, her nerves frayed. Matt's been asking questions, she whispers. He knows something. Noah reaches for her hand. Then we run, he says fiercely. We get out before he finds us. But before they can make a move, the door creaks open, and Detective Burrow steps in, his expression unreadable. Sorry to interrupt, he says flatly, but I'm afraid visiting hours are over. His tone carries an ominous weight, and both Noah and Sienna exchange a fearful glance. Something isn't right. As the credits roll for the week, fans will be left with more questions than answers. Will Nick reach the hospital in time to protect his son? Will Sharon uncover Matt's plot before it's too late? And will Sienna finally confess the full truth, that her husband's wrath is the real reason Noah's life is in danger? One thing's for sure, in The Young and the Restless, secrets don't stay buried for long. And with Nick now aware of the forbidden affair, the storm that's been brewing is about to hit Genoa City with full force. Nick Newman's world is unraveling faster than he can hold it together. The image of Noah and Sienna locked in that passionate, reckless kiss replays in his mind like a broken record, a haunting reminder that his son has crossed a line that could get him killed. Nick has faced betrayals before, lovers, family, business rivals, but this? This is something different. This is his own flesh and blood entangled in the same dark web that nearly destroyed their family years ago. And now, the one man capable of unspeakable violence, Matt Clark, or Mitch Bacall as he now calls himself, is once again hovering like a specter over their lives. In the dim glow of Sharon's coffee house, the tension between the former couple thickens as the weight of the revelation sinks in. Sharon paces back and forth, trying to make sense of it all. You're sure you saw it, she demands, her voice trembling. You didn't misunderstand? Maybe Sienna was comforting him? Nick scoffs bitterly, his tone sharp. It wasn't comforting, Sharon. It was a kiss. And not the kind that happens by accident. They were into it. Both of them. His words slice through her like glass. Sharon presses her hand to her forehead, shaking her head in disbelief. Oh God, what has she done? Nick's frustration boils over. What has he done, Sharon? Noah's not some innocent kid here. He knows who she is, what she's married to. And he still went after her. Sharon's eyes flash with equal parts anger and fear. You think this is what he wanted? You think this is some game to him? She snaps. You saw how broken he was after the attack. You saw how scared he was to even close his eyes. That girl, she's messed up, yes, but Noah, he's lost, Nick. He's just trying to hold on to someone who understands. But Nick isn't buying it. He's seen too much, done too much, to believe in excuses. No, Sharon. I think he's in over his head, and if we don't do something, Matt's going to find out and finish what he started. Sharon stops pacing, her eyes widening. The name itself feels like a curse. Matt, she repeats softly, her voice full of dread. She remembers too well what that man is capable of, the lies, the manipulation, the cruelty. Sharon's entire body tenses at the memory of his threats. Nick, if he knows, if he suspects, then Noah isn't safe in that hospital. Nick nods grimly. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Meanwhile, back in Los Angeles, Noah lies awake in his hospital bed, staring at the ceiling as a storm of guilt rages inside him. Every time he closes his eyes, he sees Nick's face, the betrayal, the fury, the disappointment. He knows his father's right to be angry, but he can't make himself regret what happened with Sienna. The connection they share isn't simple lust or infatuation. It's something deeper, darker, born from trauma and danger. Sienna understands him in a way no one else does. Sienna slips into the room again, quiet as a shadow. She's wearing a hoodie, her face pale, her eyes wide and anxious. You shouldn't be here, Noah whispers, his voice low but firm. She shakes her head. I had to see you, she says, moving closer. Matt's acting strange. He's been on the phone all night. I think he knows something. Noah sits up despite the pain shooting through his side. Then you need to get out of here, Sienna. Go before he follows you. But Sienna can't leave. She takes Noah's hand, her voice breaking. I can't just walk away. He'll find me. He always does. And now that Nick saw us, her words trail off as tears fill her eyes. Noah squeezes her hand. Hey, look at me, he says gently. I'll protect you. I won't let him hurt you. Sienna lets out a small, bitter laugh. That's what everyone says before he ruins them. She pauses, her voice trembling. You don't know him like I do, Noah. He doesn't just hurt people. He destroys them, slowly, completely. He's already suspicious about what happened between us in Genoa City, and now that your father's involved. Before she can finish, a sudden noise from the hallway makes them both jump. Noah's instincts kick in immediately. Get behind me, he whispers, ignoring the pain as he struggles to his feet. The door creaks open, but it's not Matt. It's Detective Burrow again, looking uneasy. Sorry to interrupt, he says stiffly. Mr. Bacall asked me to check on you. Noah narrows his eyes. Check on me? Or keep me quiet? Burrow doesn't answer. His gaze flickers towards Sienna, then back to Noah. He said the guard outside your room wasn't necessary anymore. Hospital staff are complaining about overcrowding in the hallway. Sienna's heart races. He removed the guard, she asks sharply. Burrow hesitates. He thought it was best for privacy. His voice is strained, and the way he avoids eye contact tells them everything they need to know. When he leaves, Sienna turns to Noah, panic etched across her face. We need to leave. Now. Noah nods, but before they can make a plan, his phone buzzes. It's a message from Nick, stay where you are. I'm coming back. Noah exhales in relief. Dad's on his way, he says. But Sienna shakes her head. If he comes here, Matt will see him. He'll know everything. Noah, you don't understand how dangerous he is. Back in Genoa City, Nick is already on the road, driving like a man possessed. His knuckles are white on the steering wheel, his mind a whirl of worst-case scenarios. He keeps thinking about the nurse's words, that the guard had been removed at Matt's request. Something's terribly wrong. He calls Sharon again, his voice tight with fear. I'm heading to LA, he says. If Matt's made a move, I'm not letting Noah face it alone. Sharon begs him to be careful. Nick, don't confront him alone, she warns. You don't know what he's planning. Nick's reply is low, determined. I don't care. I'm not letting that monster near my son again. Meanwhile, Holden Novak finds himself in his own moral crisis. He meets Audra in the shadows outside the Grand Phoenix, the tension between them palpable. You told Claire, Audra hisses, her eyes flashing. Do you have any idea what you've done? Holden crosses his arms defensively. I didn't tell her everything. Audra scoffs. That doesn't matter. She'll dig until she finds the rest. You think she won't? Holden runs a hand through his hair, clearly unraveling. I couldn't lie to her anymore. Not after everything. If she keeps pushing, we'll deal with it. Audra's expression hardens. If she keeps pushing, we're finished. Both of us. You think I'm scared of the truth, Holden? I'm scared of what happens after it comes out. The way she says it suggests there's more to their shared secret than even Claire suspects. Back at the hospital, the situation deteriorates fast. The hallway outside Noah's room grows eerily quiet. Sienna peers through the glass window and freezes. Noah, she whispers, her voice trembling. The guard's gone. And so is Burrow. Noah frowns. Maybe he went to make a call. But Sienna shakes her head violently. No. This is how it starts. He clears the hallway, then he comes for whoever's left. They both freeze as the lights flicker. Somewhere in the distance, a door slams. Noah limps toward the window, trying to see down the corridor. We can't stay here, he mutters. Grab your things. Sienna hesitates. Where will we go? Anywhere he's not, Noah answers grimly. But before they can escape, the door swings open again, and this time, it's not Burrow. It's Matt Clark, his expression calm, almost pleasant, but his eyes are cold as steel. Going somewhere? He asks softly. Sienna flinches. Matt, don't, he cuts in, his voice sharp. Don't insult me with another lie. He steps inside, closing the door behind him. I know what's been going on here. The late-night visits. The whispers. The kisses. His tone drips with venom. Noah tenses, his jaw clenched. Leave her alone, he warns. Matt smirks. Leave her alone? Funny, that's not what you were saying when you were sneaking.